Thank you so much for coming in today, Doug, to talk to us about the Clear Lake schools. The first thing we want to know a little bit about was just a little bit of history about the school system.
Well, it's only my second year at Clear Lake. So for me, what I've noticed so far is that we have a very strong tradition of academic excellence, fine arts excellence, athletic excellence, very proud community, very proud school. Our kids, 90+% of our kids go on to a 2 or 4 year school after high school. We have a high participation in a lot of activities, and our kids are involved in a lot of things. So it's a really neat school district.
Very good. What are some trends that you've seen over time with the school or in education in general, just in the past and then going ahead into the future?
Well, the big thing that we got to be real cognizant of as a school is that we're not changing as fast as we need to. You take a look at the changes in a car from 50 years ago. Cars don't look anywhere near what they did 50 years ago. Telephone, for example, doesn't look anywhere near what it used to 50 years ago. But if you go into some classrooms, you'll see some classrooms that look exactly what they looked like 40 or 50 years ago, and that's not okay.
Right.
And so what we have to do as a school is we have to kind of look at that and say, okay, what do we need to do to change to keep up with the changes around us? Technology. When I was in school, we didn't have computers. My first computer was in college. So, we're now, K-12 1-to-1. So every student has a device, in the elementary and the middle school, their iPads. At the high school, it's Chromebook. So that part of it. That's how kids learn nowadays. And so that's going to get kids more engaged.
Sure.
Anything we can do to get them more engaged. We're looking at more STEM type projects, science, technology, engineering, and math. Those are some of the areas that the kids need to, go into. Project Lead the Way, which is, initiative of STEM, which PLTW. And so we've got a launch, which is more project-based type learning that students are doing. Kids learn better that way. They're more active. They're more engaged with other students, so they're collaboratively working together. We need to continue to partner more with businesses. Identify those businesses in the area and how can they work with us as a school district, because those are the kids that ultimately are gonna they're gonna employ. And so that's a win-win for both the businesses and the school district.
Very good. How about your strategic planning process? It sounds like this is something that is underway right now.
Yep.
What are some key things that you think will emerge out of that process for the schools?
It's been a really fun process. We've worked with the teachers, we worked with administrators, worked with the board, some parents. In the process of sending out a survey to former students to ask them about their experience at Clear Lake. We're going to be working with some local businesses, and then we're going to bring them all together in a group, not all but parts of them, and then talk about that. And what ultimately we're looking at is, what do we want to look like 5 years from now as a school district? And my vision I've been talking about is what would make us so good that parents would drive an hour just to get their kid to our school, because it's so fantastic.
Right.
And so what's going to make those kids be prepared to, when they walk out of our school district, that they're going to be ready and prepared for whatever it is they want to go into. The other thing we're looking at is, how can we identify those passions that kids have? So when they're in elementary and middle school, it's about giving them and presenting them all kinds of different options and things that they can experience, so that we can find that passion in each and every one of them, and then we can start in the 8th grade all the way up. We can start expanding on that passion. Okay, they want to be an artist, or they want to be an engineer. How can we take that to that next level and get them involved in those community businesses or education?
Okay, very exciting things. This is a little bit similar kind of question about preparing kids for post-high school life. What kinds of things are you seeing? What kinds of things are you doing at school to help get kids ready for life after they leave Clear Lake High School?
A couple things. One, we've started a PLC process, which is professional learning communities, and really what that involves is our goal is we're going to get we're guaranteeing a high level of education for all students. That all students will learn at a high level, and for every student that's different. For some students, that is going to a university. For some students, that's going to a community college or a trade school. Some, it's an internship or apprenticeship, and some of it's just going out into the work world. So it's identifying those students and then getting them to the highest level that they possibly can, so that when they walk out our doors, they're prepared for whatever that may be. It's also getting them into the businesses, kind of like we talked a little bit, for example, we've got 2 kids that are interning at Kingland right now. They designed their website, which is, pretty amazing. So we've got some kids that are working on doing some partnership with Cabin Coffee. You're working on something with Clear Lake Bank and Trust in terms of, hey, can we, somehow get a bank or a branch of a bank in the school so that kids can experience those things. So those are the kind of things that we're working on to prepare them for the future.
Fun. Sounds like a lot of exciting things happening.
Yeah.
How do you feel that the Clear Lake community impacts the schools?
In a community of size, it's everything. I mean, the school is the community, and the community is the school. Those two go hand in hand. If you don't have a school, typically a town like this ends up dying. Quite a bit. And so, a couple things have been really huge for us. One, we've had those partnerships with some businesses as far as getting our kids in their businesses. Just since April, we've gotten over $50,000 that have been donated to the school by local businesses in the community. That's how we funded our PLTW launch, some educational software. Schools need those kind of contributions anymore. We're just not getting the funding from the state. Without them, we would not be able to provide the opportunities for our kids. And so the community realizes that. They put a high value on our kids and our education, and they've really stepped up, and it's been really a very, very fun process.
Great. Well, is there anything that we've missed talking about today, or anything else that you want to talk to about the schools or to the group at the gala event that evening?
I just think I'm excited, for the future for Clear Lake. Our enrollment's growing, which we're one of the few in northern Iowa that is doing that. I look at what our staff is putting together and the future of the community and the school relationship, and I just am really forward to expanding on that as we move forward into the future.